Oh my gosh. If ever there was an authentic Creatrix mode version of me, it is right now, today. Where you at, baby? I am, I'm not going to even lie. I've been in bed since 11. So I was drained. I've been feeling drained, like so much, like no energy reserves kind of a feeling, and not like when I feel like when I've been doing a lot of like energy work. It's not even that kind of drain. I don't know what this one is. I'm like, yo, check on your um sun sign friends, right? Check on your poor Leos, who are probably sitting out here just like trying to get it together when there is already like a new moon. I'm already like, not a lot going on. I don't have like all of that extra going on, when I already have like that new moon energy. It's like, but I guess maybe, eclipse energy is just like, uh so I don't know. I'm sitting here with my forks, like maybe I need to, really get some in, like I need to come through with some additional reserves. I don't know. It could be like that feeling where everybody has just been so amped up, so there's like a lot of fear energy, which is weird to me. I hate that. Like the last time there was like a lot of fear energy, it was pandemic time. There was so much fear energy. It was just like so much like you go to the store and it's just like this, kind of a feeling, So maybe it feels a little bit like that. I don't know. I'm going to, drink my coffee. You know what? I don't even know why I said that. I've got tea. I'm back on tea, guys. Look, here's my tea. Yes. In my Texas mug. Shout out to Texas. Missing you guys. Um, Definitely enjoy whatever this crazy thing is that happens with you guys out in Austin, getting to see this eclipse. I wish I had been in Austin right now. I do. I wish that I could have been in Austin. I was supposed to be in Austin. Um, I could have been there right now, maybe seen it, maybe, figured out a way to like stay there for a little bit longer so I can, see what the deal is with that. But I decided I could just go ahead and travel like into Portugal in like 2025 and see the next eclipse. Okay, like I have options. The world is open and abundant, and I have many options for when I can see a total eclipse. So I am totally fine with that. Um, Hello to Instagram. Let me make sure I did that right. Yes. Okay. So, hello to Instagram. Hello to Facebook. Hello to YouTube. Hello to everyone. Good morning. I am Dr. Asia. I'm the Soulful Creatrix. I don't know why this says that we're doing a Q&A sesh. I don't know why it says that. Well, I do know why it says that because, like I just mentioned, I woke up at 11 a.m. and left everything exactly how it was before the last time I did a live. So, yeah, you're getting um, re rehashed, regifted, um, the regifted version of the chat here. Let's see here. I don't even know. I wouldn't even know how to change it so that I can say something else on it, right? Like what would I even put? I don't even know. I'm gonna have to just go ahead and let it be because I don't wouldn't know what to even put on there. Let me see here. Nope, it's not that. It's not that. So yeah, you guys are just gonna have to deal, okay? Although it says that we're having a Q&A sesh, I mean, I'll answer a question if you want me to, but I don't really have anything that we were Q&A session on today. And although I don't feel really unprepared, I do feel like that does kind of put me at a loss. If you want to come through and just, ask a question, that means you're going to get like the most the most authentic answer that I can give you when it comes to your questions right now. That's my dog. So this weekend was very weird for me. My dog has decided that he's going to lay like right in back of me. All right. So this weekend was very weird for me. There have been times in my life when something has happened. I've seen it happen. A child who I'm with sees it happen. We've seen it happen. We experienced it. And then others come around and they don't see it, don't experience it, have no idea. There's no evidence that it even happened. And another situation has happened for us this weekend. And for that, I am going to sit here and talk this through with you guys, because now, and I feel like this time, this type of a situation, it could have been dangerous. Like, I feel like this could be a dangerous thing, And if you've been watching, like on my posts, I've been posting a lot, like about my cards that I've been getting, where the messages have just been, yo, total chaos, total, weird destruction, death, rebirth, total redo, revamp, tower cards, burn it down, break the wheel, break the system, and then you will rebirth into feeling and knowing and experiencing like this true awesomeness that you're set out for. And I'm like, all right, cool. I'm here for it. Let's see what happens. I never really think that the burn it down, this is about to happen, you're about, it's all gonna, come down, it's going down for real type situations, are literal burn it down situations, right? I never really feel like they are a burn it down situation. I normally kind of feel like it's a symbolic. It's symbolic of something that has to burn down, a job you have to leave, a relationship that has to end, a project that you just have to not do, something that you just have to give up. Never really feeling like it's a realistic, like, hey, literal burn it down situation. And so I just act accordingly, knowing that something is about to just poof, blow up in my life that is going to allow me the chance to fix something that maybe I just let it be. I kind of just sit with it, but maybe this is going to get burnt down and now I have to fix it. And so that's just what I do. But yesterday, out of nowhere, like literally out of nowhere, to me, out of nowhere. Now, my daughter said that she had been getting some like flickerings and the lights flickered for her. But for me, it was out of nowhere. I had not experienced it, had no idea what was going on. And I was like, okay, so I'm sitting next to, good morning, Jay. How you doing? I don't even know if you want me to say your whole name on there, but good morning. So I'm sitting next to the breaker box in my quite old house. Now, context, my house, 103 years old now. I don't know when his birthday is, right? So my house, we just say, okay, it's 2024. My house is 103 years old. Love the house. Great energy. I enjoy the fact that it's like so old and there's like so much story to it, and nobody else has a house that is like mine, love it. Been loving it. But then sometimes, yes, hey, Katanga. Sometimes, yes, I feel like some things happen and people will say, oh, it's because you have an old house. And bro, you got some things going on in your house. Anyway, sitting next to the breaker box yesterday morning, about to go out to eat. Honestly, and look, I shouldn't even been going out to eat. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna preface this. I shouldn't have been going out to eat with this person because there's just no reason to. Okay, but I try to be nice. I try to be open. I try to stay, abreast of like the openness of maybe there's something I'm not seeing there, and this person, just wants to go out and eat. So yeah, going out to eat, getting ready, sitting next to the breaker box, a little buzzing starts to happen. And like, bzzz, bzzz, like seriously, like it sounded like there was maybe a bee or a fly inside the breaker box. And my daughter says, "Hey, I think you got a fly in there." I didn't think anything of it. I went and I walked by, and then I'm hearing bzzz, bzzz, like, I'm like, I think there is something inside of the breaker box. The breaker box. Okay. So I kind of yell out, "Hey, I don't think the breaker box is supposed to be making this noise." It was getting kind of real, right? The breaker box is making a weird noise. I don't know this noise. I have no idea. Also, I have solar panels. So there's like a lot of stuff like warning me and not to use the breaker box in the way that I guess I normally would have used it. Like you just shut everything down and maybe the power comes off. I don't know. So I'm a little confused. I'm like, I don't know what to do. Anyway, I go back into my daughter's room. There's sparks coming out of her fan. Like the fan is twirling and there's and it's like the lights are blinking. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this could be it. I think the house could burn down today. I don't know. I'm like, yo, turn off the fan. Let me go and try. I'll cut the electricity the best way I know how. I don't know what to do in this situation. I'm not built for such things. And now I'm thinking about it and I'm like, what if that was like the burning down, the tower, when like the lightning hits the tower and the tower card and like, some of the versions and like it's like the burning down. And I'm like, this could be it. This really, could be it. I don't want it to be it, but I mean, if this is it, this is it, right? Like, at any rate, the person who was supposed to be taking me to breakfast, I was supposed to go to breakfast with, totally, I mean, okay, he had a friend who was an electrician. All right, cool. He calls his electrician contractor up and electrician contractor is like, yeah, I can come out and look at it. Dude leaves. Left me and my daughter here like, bruh, I'm deuces. I gotta go. I got other things I want to worry about, like other things I want to deal with. And I'm like, okay. Like, you he was so worried about everything else, like, his car and, my dog and blah, blah, blah. I wanted to go to breakfast. He's like whining about it. I'm like, so you're just going to leave us here? Cool. He's like, yeah, look, the electrician's going to come. Sorry, you can't go. I'm going. Deuces. I'm out. And I'm like, wow, okay, whatever. Cut to electrician shows up maybe 3 to 4 hours later. I'm just kind of sitting there. I've ordered breakfast. I'm mad. I'm kind of angry. I'm kind of like rethinking my choices in life about who I allow to be, in my energetic space. Like, who is my friends? Who am I, dealing with? Why do I allow these men to, be around me? And electrician shows up. And he's looking around. Electrician's just like, looking at the breaker box. I've turned off the breakers, like the ones to her room. We're just sitting here, with the rest of them on, but I turned off everything. So that goes to her room, and he's like, I don't see where there was anything that happened. Normally, if there were sparks, there would be like fire, maybe burnt smell. I don't smell any burnt smell. He went in and he opens up the fan where, like I told you, it was like sparky, 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 right? Opens up the fan, takes the whole fan out, brings it down. He's like, no, I don't see any. There was no sparks. No, I don't see nothing. All the wires are fine. I'll even retwist them back for you if you want. He retwists all the wires back. Doesn't see anything wrong. It's just like, yeah, I don't see anything. I don't even see where anything looks burnt. I don't smell anything. Nothing smells burnt. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, and it kind of reminded me of like when I used to take my kids to the doctor when they would have like an illness or something, and I would take them to the doctor, and then we would just like show up at the doctor, and then like the kids just playing around, just happy, and and the doctor's like, yeah, I don't know, maybe it was just a stomach virus or something, and now you've had to pay for like the copay to take your kid to the doctor, and nothing, so I basically had to pay for this dude to come out to my house to look at everything. He went in the attic. He was up in the attic, and I'm thinking maybe, I got critters in the attic and they done bit something, and, maybe there's like, roasted mouse up in the attic that, has gotten to something. No, nothing. Bruh saw nothing. He's like, I don't see anything. Everything is fine. He sends me pictures. He's like, all of the boxes up here are fine. The lights are fine. There is no sign at all that there was anything sparking or on fire or close to fire or wrong in your house. Now I am feeling some kind of way. I'm feeling some kind of way. And I'm still feeling some kind of way because I'm like, okay, well, what was it then? And this has happened to me before. This is not like the first time where it's like, oh, well, something happened. I saw it. My kids saw it. And then nobody else saw any evidence that had ever happened. Nobody else saw anything. This has happened before. And now I don't know what to do with this information. I'm like, I'm afraid now. I've got like, I'm turning off the breaker box at night because I don't want to be sitting in here and then like something is, sparking. The electrician thinks I'm crazy. He's like, no, there's no need to turn off the breaker box. You should be fine. Like, I would sleep just fine and normal if this were my house. I have no problems with it. I don't know. I'm gonna chalk it all up to just the energy of what's going on, and maybe it was just a part of that. I'm gonna say yes, please check on your Leo and sunshiny friends, those who basically people who receive their energy from the sun. Check on them, make sure they're okay. Check on your Cancer friends, your Moon friends, because they're all in shadow right now. Just check on your peoples, okay? Because not only was that the weird thing that happened, but like I'm sitting here and I'm getting all kinds of like crazy, my social media. I don't know about yours. My social media has been like on 1,000 with the crazy that has been going on, and I'm like, y'all are crazy. It's an eclipse. It happens, I get it. Like, my daughter said these were my friends. My daughter's like, these are all of your metaphysical spiritual friends. These are those people that are sitting out here just trying to make it more than it is. And I'm like, no, bro, those are not my people. I joined in on being metaphysical and the metaphysical community as a way for me to be able to explore more, not as a way for me to just like jump on things, right? I don't like just jump in and say, oh yeah, this has to be it, this some stuff that's going on, and the transmutation of the transmogrification is I don't do that. I really try not to create more veils for me. I wanted a way that I can see more, feel more, experience more, do more, right? Not shut it down with some crazy, illogical thing that just like, oh, okay, well, that must be it. Like, no, that's not how it goes. That's not how it goes. Okay, for me. Okay, bam, for me. All right. That's just how it is for me. And so like my friends, we don't just like jump in on stuff, because it just seems like a good thing. You got, your beliefs and your thoughts and stuff like that. And I understand that my thoughts and beliefs are going to actually change how my life is. And, when I'm thinking something, it does turn into that belief, which is going to turn into an action, right? I don't want to like sit here and say, okay, this could be it. Now I'm, packing a bunch of jelly jars full of meats and vegetables in preparation for something that likely is not going to happen. And then I like to think about it, like, if this were the apocalypse, what am I fighting for? I don't know. I don't know what I'd be fighting for. At this point, like, this place was crap when we started the apocalypse, right? Like, if you think about it right now, Earth is pretty ghetto. Like, this is pretty much crap right now, right? What am I fighting for? Why would I be trying to fight for a piece of, now it's in apocalyptic times and now I'm fighting more for it? That's not me. I'm not doing all that. Sorry, that's not happening. At any rate, um what do I have going on this week? I have been focusing a lot of my energy on creating this event. We're having a community event. I like putting on this. I thought that I liked. I'm going to say I thought that I liked putting on this block party that we have. It's a big party in the park for the whole community. I invite like everybody, the mayor, the commissioners. I invite all the communities. We have the radio station out. So that is happening in 3 weeks or 2 weeks. 2 weeks now. I think it's 2 weeks from Saturday. Okay. So I'm kind of on like a countdown to get that ready, getting people who live here and look like me. That's all I'm going to say about that. To do things of this nature, kind of hard to get them in on, action. So a lot of my energy has been going towards just trying to, round up some troops, make it happen. I am excited that it's going to be done because we're getting it done early in the year this time, as opposed to last year when it was like late in the year. It was like right next to my daughter's birthday. It was, sweet 16 time for her. Then I was trying to complete a dissertation. Then it was Christmas. Then it was crazy last year. I like the fact that this year it is at the beginning of the year, and after this I can kind of focus on like my next event. I like to put on the events. I like the idea of finding people, like, and meeting people who are like the same like-minded like me when I'm putting on events. And I get great conversations. Like yesterday I had a great conversation. Are you serious, dude? Really? Hey, you lay down. My dog just decided to create chaos. Anyway, and so this woman, she calls me up and she's like, I really love that you're putting on these events. Nobody else is doing them for you guys, and I like that you're doing it. If you didn't do it, nobody else would do it. I'm guessing that's why we're doing it, I guess. I like the idea of trying to get people to come outside, create community, find somewhere my people, enjoy my tribe, though, when I'm finding them. I don't know that they're here. I'm kind of coming to the realization that maybe they're not here. They're in other places, around the world. And that's why I'm having a hard time finding them here. But, I put on the events. We have our thing. We do our thing. And then we kind of just, I get to go on to the next thing. And I do this year seem to have a whole bunch of things that we're planning, not just with like my community stuff, but also, for business wise. So like I've got 12 bowl sessions. I've planned 12 new bowl sessions. So today, now that I finally woke up, I guess it's a great time to go ahead and put them all on the calendar. So if you check out the website, check out the calendar, you will see all of the new community bowl sessions there probably tomorrow, because I'm still, gonna have to do them today. So I have that. I'm planning like this crazy meet and greet for healers who want to meet up with people who are curious about how healing, different healing modalities work. So I'm creating a meet and greet for that. This weekend I have my last it is session six of our Zenji of our Zenji mindfulness. So the plan is we're just going to do a quick wrap up, and then I'm going to play the bowls for these guys. I think that they have been so awesome. They've been so open. They have been so like introspective and open about being introspective. And it was women, age like 20 something to 60 something, moms and not moms, aunties. Like, it was fun, and I liked that. And I really am hoping that Parks and Rec lets me do it again, because I feel like now that now that we know what we're doing, we can do it again. I could be better. I can be better. Let me be better, Parks and Rec. So I'm hoping that I get to do it again, and that it becomes something even better next time. But this one was good. Like, first time around, pilot program, just bringing out, what is it? People are curious about mindfulness and how it can help them. And if I'm, being serious about, and I am, about helping others with mindfulness and intuition, and how to use our own resources and our own intuition to make ourselves better and make our lives better, what better way to do that than have the Parks and Rec pay for it, right? I mean, come on. It's a free program. So I think that I'm excited that it's ending, but I'm really hopeful that I get to do it again. I'm, I guess, a little bit like of a glutton for punishment like that, And then, I have some other sessions coming up. And finally, I am going to launch, I promise, I'm launching all of the courses, but I think what I'm going to do is do like a live intro to each of the courses. So I'm scheduling live intros for each of the courses. Those are paid for. You have to pay to be a part of those. But for each course, there will be a live intro, and you would pay for the live intro, and that gets you in on like the rest of the course, so that you can do, the course at your own pace. And so I'm excited about that. I think that that's going to be awesome. I think that that was a great idea, and I love that one of my other healer friends came up with that and showed me how to do it. And I'm like, hey, I want to know. Show me, teach me, help me, right? So I'm excited about that. I think that is it. Yes, my first bowl session will be on Sunday. This Sunday, we're going back in at Herbs and Earth, so I will be back on, what do we call these, the spring season of bowl sessions. So if you're not joining me at the Zen session on Saturday, there will be a bowl session on Sunday. I've scheduled 8 or so of them, some at night over at Family Social House. So I'm excited about this. I'm really excited about these things. So I know that, like, this energy that I'm feeling, where it's like I said at the beginning, this, heavy feeling that I'm feeling, I know it's celestial. I know it's just, the energy of everything that's going on around me. I get it, because it's not me. I can tell when the energy is not me. I know what it feels like, So I am excited about those things. I have nothing else unless you have a question for me. And if you have a question for me, feel free, go on in there and put it in a comment. I will answer a question. It was not a Q&A session as it is described here on my caption, but because I put that, I said, you know what, I will answer a question. And if there are no questions, then I am going to pull a card. I'm not going to lie. I have been enjoying these, okay? But I'm not pulling a card from there today. I'm pulling a card from the Elemental Empath, just to get me going. If you remember, I began this by saying I woke up at 11. I started this live at, I think, 11:20. So I've been awake for all of 20 minutes before I started. I did not get in on my morning routine, my morning ritual. Just poured my tea. All right, so you guys are kind of getting, like I said, this is like the most authentic version of me. Just woke up, just just out of bed. I splashed some water. I was like, let me go ahead and get in on my live because, as I mentioned, my live is an act of devotion, right? I said I'm going to do these every Monday, so I'm doing them every Monday. All right, so I was like, regardless, I'm going to do it. After this, I'm going to take my kid. We're going to go and see some eclipse stuff. Gonna, head downtown, find us some glasses, I think. I think we got like 3 hours before it gets, at its peak. I looked it up online, so we're gonna go and do that. That's what we're gonna do. All right. So today's message from my higher. Let's see. There you go. I'm gonna move that. My higher spirits, angels, guides, those who have my best and highest interest at heart, those who want to create a message for those who I'm speaking to using my elemental impact cards. What would the message be for today? Here, I'm open for it. Let's see what we have. I can't believe my dog just came in and did that. Anyway, today's message. Empath. I mean, I kind of said that, but I mean, I am one. It kind of makes sense. I'm going to go with it. Right? Look, I'm not one that's going to sit here and just like create a tie to a message just for the sake of having a tie to a message. I'm too logical for that, right? My inner, what is that called? My divine masculine is big, okay? I've been working on my divine feminine to like merge them two together so I can have some, more what's it called? Sacred union of how I balance both in my life. Okay. So yeah, the logical portion of me, my, man brain, let's call it. It does not decide, okay, we're just going to make up some stuff so that we can say that there was a tie. Normally there has to be a tie for me to say, oh, okay, that was a tie. And I'm not going to lie. We were just talking about, the empath feeling. I am an empath. I know I have a lot of empath friends out there. So obviously this message is for them. Connect to self, cleanse, boundaries, hold space. That's what, the card says. It's one of the cosmic cards. Look, she's a unicorn. I'm not going to lie. Look. So I filmed 4 videos on the different cards that I have that I've been using lately. And this, this one, the elemental empath cards were some of them. But look at that art. Okay, look, she's got her horn up. She's like a unicorn. Like it's just, touching with the divine through her heart. I mean, you can't. This is golden. Like she's got an ankh. This is golden stuff. Anyway, I'm gonna find where it is in the book here. This is number 4, empath. All right, so I'm going to just read a bit of it. I never received this card before, so obviously this was not a message for me because as we've all established, I only have 4 cards in my deck. All the other cards apparently, for everybody else or something. Anyway, being an empath. Bruh. An empath senses and feels the emotions of others. This can be confusing as it can be difficult to tell which emotions are yours and which belong to others. Especially if you're sensitive, you may end up tiptoeing around the feelings of others because you can feel their reactions as your own. That's like when you feel like when you're talking to somebody or you go into a room and you're like, I don't like the vibe in this room. Nothing about this feels good to me. You're likely an empath. Like those are your like spidey senses are tingling, or you're like next to somebody and you're like, ooh, they're not feeling like they seem angry or something, I have like sensitive children and they get really like, ooh, she's angry, kind of feeling like when I was feeling angry, they'd be like, oh, she's angry. And it really messes with them, I have to like remember that they're, still working on their abilities to manage even my feelings, right? So it's a thing. Anyway, you may even try to close yourself off to keep from feeling the overwhelming stimuli. In our modern society, being an empath is not widely accepted, which is crazy because there are so many of us. I think that that's weird. Like, why isn't there more acceptance? I don't know. Many people don't even believe being an empath is a real thing. When sensitive empaths aren't aware of what is happening in their own systems, they can sometimes become emotionally manipulated by gaslighting. Felt that. Spiritual bypassing narcissist. Yes, yes. Narcissists. Like those who'll just like leave you and be like, hey, I gotta go and do something else. I got other things going on. Sorry. Anyway, this is why it is so important to create a foundation for yourself, a foundation of self-connection, boundaries, and grounding. Learn to hone your superpower of empathic sensitivity so that you can stand in your power. Stop beating yourself up for not being the societal norm, and keep yourself from being controlled by others. Quick plug here, if you are into this type of thing, this is what my courses are going to be on. So make sure that you check out the website, iamaliacia.com. In the future, as the courses open, you can get in on these things that we are talking about here for my empath and soul alchemy type friends. Okay. Managing your energy as an empath. First, this card encourages you to learn how to manage your energy. As an empath, your energy field is naturally more absorbent than others. This means that it is your nature to absorb the feelings of others. You can learn to work with this, but being an empath will always be a part of you. So self-care needs to be a top priority. There are two main things to consider when managing your energy. The first is, what does it feel like to me? For this, you must connect with your own unique energy and learn to recognize it. The second aspect is to become aware of how far your energy awareness is stretching out beyond yourself. And that's a part of the thing, right? Because like I know I know that as an empath, I have to focus, really work on shielding, protection, keeping my energy from being infiltrated by others. But also there is this part where, am I pushing out, how am I pushing out my energy? How are others feeling my energy? And I have to really be aware of that. And sometimes it can be hard because, like I said, I live with, people who are not adults yet, right? I live with a non-adult, right? And if you're living with a non-adult and you're an empath, then you do have to work even harder to make sure, especially if that other person is a sensitive person, that you're not pushing your energy out. And it's something that I've had to learn most recently, like pushing my energy out and forcing others to take on what is mine. It's important that we don't do that, right? So again, if you're looking for a group where we're working through these type of things, that is something that we're working through, as far as how to protect yourself, how to protect yourself, how to keep your energy and know which is yours and what is not, where to put that energy, how to ground. And a lot of us can you just take the energy and we ground it. What are you doing? Are you serious, bruh? Grounding that energy into the earth, or releasing it out, in different ways. So there are different ways that you can do it. You probably are an empath if you have a dog. I'm not gonna lie, like, because dogs and cats, animals, they are basically a good way to help with pushing. They can feel that energy. They're aware of what is happening with you and your energy, and you can kind of use them as a gauge, which I tend to use my aminals as a gauge for how I'm managing my energy. Let's see. The second aspect is to become aware of how far your energy awareness is stretching out beyond yourself. Your energy field stretches out beyond the barrier of your body and out in every direction. And for empaths, especially ones who don't feel safe, This field gets bigger and bigger to try to sense everything around them. This is a coping mechanism to ensure that they feel safe and know what's going on at any given time. However, remember that where attention goes, energy flows. Very important. I found a fly. Energy flows. If you're looking at all of the sensory input around you, that is what you're connecting to. The same goes for people. If you're aware of or examining all of the people around you, that is what you're connecting to. Empaths also have a tendency to want to be liked by others, so they try to read the energy of people around them to gain approval. Your empathic ability can be difficult to handle and can lead to sensory overload or society or social anxiety. What did I say? So I said this last week. What if the things that we feel like we were told, what if the things that we were told were mental issues, right? ADHD, depression, social anxiety. What if they are just an ill-managed empath, not knowing how to manage your gifts, not understanding how this all works, and you're medicating or cutting yourself off or retreating, hiding because you don't know how to handle these things. That's what I said last week, and I feel like we're spot on today. Okay, if this is you, make sure you get in the DMs. Get in my DM. We can talk. I don't mind talking more about it. This is what I do. This is what I do. This is what I do. All right. It's time to manage your energy field and come back to yourself. It is possible to feel safe without putting your energetic feelers out far and wide. Okay. It is also important to remember boundaries in your energy. Many highly sensitive empaths have a very fluid energy field that moves and morphs every time there is controversy. So I just got to cut that shit off, right? Just got to be like, look, thank you very much. I hope this works out well for you. I hope this works out well for you is like my go-to. Like when somebody says something and I'm like, oh, it's time to cut this down, shut it down. I'm like, ooh, I hope that works out well for you. I've got to go. That's my go-to one, Let's see. They make concessions, give their energy away to keep the peace, leaving them scattered everywhere they go. Yeah, I do not make concessions anymore. I've stopped. I called them like the fucks that I had to give, and I only start off each day with so many, and then like I kind of like move on. It helps me, especially with narcissists who want to like take all of your energy and use it as their own because they refuse to do the work on getting their spirit right. So yeah, I'm like, hey, I don't have that many. I cannot really afford to give you one because I need to have one left for tonight, right? So that's what I do. Connect with yourself, ground into your energy so that you can always tell if other people are pulling on your energy or if you are expanding out and absorbing the energy of others. These ways you can cleanse your energy. So I'm not going to go through and read all of it. I feel like I've said enough on it, but I do feel like it is a timely message. So if you are seeing this, if you end up on YouTube and you see it and you're like, hey, you know what, that is me. I feel like, this happens to me all the time. Then there you go. This was your sign. You need to, start working on cleansing your energy. Every morning for me, it's grounding, cleansing, and protection. I learned this years ago when I would feel like, either while I was doing a reading or while, something was going on with me or interacting with people, I would just feel drained after interacting with people. And so I learned that especially on days when I'm going to be interacting with a lot of people, if I'm going to be going out in the public, if I'm going to be doing something, if I have like a lot of clients, let's say, then yes, there is, GPC, right? Grounding, clearing, and protection that I'm going to have to do to make sure that I'm right, that I've put up my force field, right? That I'm like my walking fortress so that people can see me, I can see them, we can interact. But, a lot of that negativity is not happening. Oh yeah, you may notice this is my crystal here. This one. This is labradorite. Now I made the wrap for it. I felt really excited that I made a wrap for my crystal, right? But this one was a labradorite. It looks like an arrowhead, and I don't know where I got it. I feel like I got it in like a big bunch of crystals, but I can't remember where I got them from. But labradorite, definitely a good one. Quartz, um, um, other moonstones are good for helping with dispelling, like keeping the negatives away. Tiger's eye, also good. And again, I do have my crystal healing for non-witches if you're interested, course that I will be dropping this week. So I'm that's one of the good courses, my dog, that I plan to drop also this week, and I've been working on just ways that you can help yourself get through your day with a little bit more energy at the end, right? So that, like on a day like today, when I wake up, like I woke up, like I'm like, ooh, let me just go on back to bed. Like I woke up and go back to bed, but then I'm like, I have to get up, I have to be out, I have to do things. What is the problem? Where am I feeling is there like something sucking over here? No, it was really just the the cosmic, right? The cosmos, it's really all it is, and knowing that, and knowing, okay, there's nothing wrong with me, I don't have anything going on, like it's just something that you deal with, and moving forward. How do you move forward with that? You do your grounding, protection, and clearing. Maybe you pray. Maybe that's your thing. You adorn yourself accordingly. I might wrap my hair, because I do feel like a lot of times my hair is like this antenna. I don't know if this is that way for other people, but like my hair gets like this antenna vibe, and I'm able to like feel and sense, and it's more, and I'm like, ooh, there's a lot going on right now. I wrapped my hair like almost every day during the panty the pandemic, when we were like starting to go back out and I had to be out amongst people. My hair would just be wrapped, because it's just like it's a lot. It's a lot, and I don't want to deal with all that. Anyway, I'm glad this card came up now that I'm thinking about it, the empath card, because it did give me a chance to kind of, help and explain maybe some things that you might be feeling, some things that your friends might be feeling. Like maybe it's not even you. Maybe you're not, that type of person, but you're not a sensitive person, but maybe your friends are, and you're like, bruh, every time something happens, like she's so flaky, he's so flaky, he doesn't do it, like maybe it's helpful to you to know that it could be possible that they're just a sensitive person and they haven't quite figured out how to deal with their gifts yet. And I'm gonna keep calling it a gift, even though sometimes it can be a little but they haven't learned how to deal with them yet. They haven't figured out what that means for them yet. And so they're just moving through life kind of scared, with that like fear mentality. They're at the bottom, where safety, security, grounding are not really there for them yet. And they have to work through that so that the vibes start going low. They're kind of like focused down there in them low vibes, like we talked about a couple of weeks ago. Anyway, that being said, I am Asia, the Soulful Creatrix. I did not expect to be on here for that long. You can see this replayed on YouTube. I will post the replay on YouTube and possibly Facebook, if that's where, I think that it goes on Facebook also. I don't know. I just send it out and it goes where it goes. Until next time, I'm wishing you nothing but love and peace and many continued blessings. And I hope that you experience a great eclipse energy for you. Go to see what it's about. And if it's not for you, then you know what, 2025, I'll meet you in Portugal. All right. I will talk to you guys again soon.